Yo, what's going on, guys? Tonight we'll be talking about Borderlands. Uh, GEARBOX, which is GEARBOX developed this title, and they're mostly known for their involvement in Brothers in Arms, and I think some add-ons for Half-Life, or they had something to do with Half-Life. But what they did, what GEARBOX did, is they came up with the first ever RPS, which is a role-playing shooter. Now they took all the elements of your typical RPG, things like a leveling system, skill points, character classes, looting, all those aspects, and then just put them all together in a first-person shooter. Now I think this idea it works, like in so many ways that there's hardly any room for error, because there's no other title out there right now that's using the same concept as Borderlands. So there's not really much working against it. It's just something new, and not too many people have played a game like this. So, but when I played games like Fallout 3 or Mass Effect, or pretty much any game that involved a little bit of gunplay, I always just seem to want the Call of Duty controls, because the Call of Duty controller layout just worked. I jumped when I wanted to, I crouched when I wanted to crouch, and everything was just responsive. So this pretty much is where Borderlands shines. It stands out amongst other games because of that. There's no sluggish controls. The aiming is pretty tight. It's not loose or anything. It's pretty responsive, and there's a familiar feeling of always looking down at iron sights, which I know gamers like in a lot of days. Back then, not all games had the iron sight, so that's a plus. But yeah, with that out of the way, you got character classes, 4 of them. There's a berserker, who's pretty much a tank style character who specializes in brute strength. There's a siren who uses superhuman powers to turn invisible and flank people and stuff like that, which is the character that I am right now, the only female playable character. They have a hunter who uses sniper rifles and pistols, and there's a soldier named Roland who is pretty much just the well-balanced guy out of all the guys you can pick. So basically each character has a skill tree, and as you complete missions along with working off of bounty boards and stuff like that, you level up. You kill enemies, you gain XP, and XP fills up your gauge, and when the gauge fills up, you level up. It's just as simple as that. As you can see right there, I'm level 39. I beat the game, and I'm already on my second playthrough, so that's where I'm at with that. But you'll be spending pretty much a good amount of time in the menu, customizing your character, managing your items, sorting through loot and stuff like that. I love games like that, because the old school Final Fantasy games took about maybe 5 to 6 pages deep into building your character, and I just like how much there is to offer when you go to customize your your loadout. But another thing that I think GEARBOX has succeeded in is the fact that they made this a co-op. Co-op is pretty much already standard when it comes to first-person shooters.
Ever thought about settling down? We could use someone like you around here.
It's it's making it co-op is just that much easier. You can invite your buddy, and he brings his character along with his traits and his skills. Everything gets imported over your game, and you could just continue however you like. And the same goes for you. If you get invited to his game, you'll be under his campaign and do their missions and stuff like that. So it's pretty easy. It's just a simple drop in and drop out type of idea that they had, and it works because it's just easy. There's nothing complicated about it. But another thing is the weapons. The weapons are huge in this game. As far as out of all the things that I mentioned that made this game work so far, weapons is what makes it that much better. GEARBOX thought what else could we do to make this game more badass? How about we throw a billion guns in there? There's a lot of weapons. They each have their traits and stats, and it's just you gotta study them if you want your correct loadout. But alright, I'm not gonna say a billion, but for the amount of hours that I've clocked in, I've never come across the same gun, not even once. So You know, that's what's good about that. You could swap shields with your partner. You could drop guns. You could drop pretty much everything. So it's good that you're able to, you know, just drop stuff like that on the fly and you guys swap out. But yeah, I mean, as for the cons for this game, there aren't really, you know, worth mentioning. There's, you know, like maybe a few like hiccups here and there, but nothing really too crazy. You know, you overlook it immediately because of how well this game is developed, and Gearbox just did a good job with that. So yeah, I mean, there's tons of replay. 3 DLC packs already out. One's on the way supposedly, and there's a million weapons and co-op. So the gamer couldn't ask for any more. So I mean, that's pretty much it. The next video after this one, I'll just show some gameplay footage of me and my guys linking up. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Later.